What's up guys, welcome to today's video. A lot of you have been asking, where is the Supra? And I'm not talking about my Mark IV Supra that I don't have. I'm talking about the A90 2020 Supra. So if you remember, I put on the pure 800 turbo from the G30 770 that I had on it previously, and we just couldn't get the tuning right remotely. So I actually dropped the car off at Titan and they went over the car and got everything running sick. So we're driving over there now to pick up the car. We're gonna fill you in on a lot of the changes they made and what they had to do to get the car where it's at, how much power it made, and go for a drive in the new and improved 2023 Supra. Yeah.
That's not the right year, dude.
Damn, I always get it wrong.
I'm excited though.
Yeah, you never rode in it.
Well, the last time that I was in it was bone stock, so I'm excited to see what it's like now.
Bone stock.
Bone stock. I drove it to OSW. It was still cool.
I'm thinking that I should get a house by Titan because it seems like we're here more than we're at our shop lately. Bro, there she is.
Been a minute.
Dang, I wish that was mine. I would trade my Mark V for a Mark IV in a heartbeat. If anyone has a Mark IV that they want to trade me, preferably the, what is it, RSP Royal Sapphire Pearl, the blue color, I would do that. I'm ready. Hit me up. Slide in my DMs. I'm ready. Alright, so we made it to Titan, and look, she's here. We're back. Otto, what'd you do to my car?
Yeah, so we just installed the heat exchanger for the turbo system. After we installed it, we went out for a drive, and you could definitely see the difference in the temps, especially here in Florida, you know.
Alright, so super simple, break it down. Why, like, IAT issues on Supras, what do you see with like your average pure 800 car on the dyno? What happens with IATs? Because if you aren't familiar with these cars, obviously there is no intercooler, it's all in the intake plenum. There's like a water to air intercooler setup, and they are the most efficient.
Yeah.
So
first off, I'm not going to say it's a band-aid, but we definitely help with the meth injection. You know, that definitely helps to cool down the charge air. But then you have the heater exchanger. It tries to do a really good job. It does actually, but then what happens is it gets heat soaked. After that point, it doesn't cool down the temps. So at that point, your timing starts to get pulled and your car just doesn't get fast.
do you know degree-wise what the actual difference is? Because I know on the actual drag strip, by like the 4th or 5th gear, they start creeping what, to like 150 plus?
Yeah, 150 plus. We haven't taken this intercooler to the drag strip yet. On the dyno, we could see probably a difference of almost 10 degrees. I would think going down the drag strip, probably more than that because of the airflow. Yeah. Exactly. So you can do some things like putting water wetter on there to help it out better. That's actually what we did in yours.
Okay, cool. So you guys don't run coolant anymore?
Yeah.
Florida, it doesn't freeze.
Yeah. If you want to put just the regular coolant back in there, that's definitely an option, and it works well that way too. Your intake air temps are definitely going to be way better.
So the guys over at Titan filmed a really cool detailed install, and I actually wanted to be here during the install, but I was in California, so I wasn't able to do that. But Mike was able to make a cool montage with the footage that kind of highlights some more of the stuff about it. And then we can walk over to the dyno, and after that I can show you what this new setup made with Darren from Titan tuning it versus the last setup that we had with the G30 770.
Hi, I'm Corey Grove with CNR Racing, part of PWR Advanced Cooling Technology. A few things that make our heat exchanger quite a bit different from some of the competitors. First is our tube. It's dimpled instead of a smooth tube. That allows the water to be turbulated as it's moving through the tube, giving us more heat extraction. Additionally, we're using a hemmed fin that has a 4.85 height. What the hem does is allows you to have more durability for the core face, so you can rub your hand on it and it won't bend the fins. It will also keep small road debris from damaging your core face. And that short fin height has allowed us to increase our tube count by over 30% compared to the competition. We found that this is not an issue for airflow because the front of the A90 Supra has a lot of ducting, which allows air to be forced into that cooling face of the core, allowing for optimal cooling. We don't follow the standard of having 2 or 3 rows or cores in our products. We use a single tube whenever possible that goes through the entire depth of the core. So you're gonna get more water that's flowing through the core at a more even rate.
So if you remember, I tried to simplify the car and bring it back to stock by putting the Pure 800 on it. A combination of me wanting to steal the G3770 for the Skyline because I wanted another one right then, and also wanting to simplify the A90. I don't know if you want to chime in on this. In my head, it was just I would be able to get a more reliable and cooperative tune if I utilized the factory electric wastegate versus having the whole aftermarket setup and not being able to let the ECU control it when it shifts, because I think it was overloading torque and pissing off the trans. Does that make sense?
That's exactly what was happening.
Because you could hear it. It's like it would slam each gear.
Yeah.
Where with the factory one, it kind of does the fart crap.
Yeah.
So if you look here at the dyno graph, it's going to be kind of hard to compare because when Jordan was on the dyno, he was starting a bit later and the torque was just slamming and just going straight up. Where if it started earlier, we don't know how close it would follow this line. But since the car's automatic and it will basically live above 4,500 RPM anyway, you can see that actually with the Pure 800, which is just a modified stock turbo, we have a gain of kind of like the mid-upper range of about 30 wheel and about 30 torque, which we'll definitely feel, but the peak power number is almost identical. And the reason for that is because I'm running out of fuel. Now I know you guys are having a aftermarket fuel, can I say that? Coming out soon?
Yeah, that's fine.
There's gonna be a fuel solution
right
coming
now.
out soon that's R&D'd right now. But I do know that they have made, what was it, 720 on this turbo? On the other car?
728, I think it was, 728.
And the reason why that car made more power than mine is because that car was on E50, so you can blend ethanol and normal gas. I don't want to have to deal with that. I don't have to worry about doing that. And there is flex fuel sensors in development right now as well. That's not released yet. It's all in beta. So for now, running full E, because you need more fuel with E, I'm running at the capacity of the pump, and that's why both graphs were maxing out at the same exact region. So we'll definitely have a bit more headroom up top. I know the G3770 maxes at about 700. We'll have to see what this one maxes out at. I'm guessing probably similar, maybe a little bit more. But as much as I love the G3770, it is pretty much no reason to put it on an A90 Supra and spend all that money for a manifold and downpipe and all that when you can get just a stock location turbo that'll work this good.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And also there are people out here making more power on that turbo, but to be honest, what we wanted to do is turn it down because like your fuel system, like you said, we're seeing some inconsistencies. So why not turn it down and turn it back up once we have our fuel system out of R&D? And I mean, it's just a gain of maybe 40, actually. I mean, that's a 70
big
horse,
gain.
70 wheel. That's a big gain, but it's not worth the risk if your fuel system, you know, you lean out the motor, then guess what? You need another engine, you know?
Darren was saying the fuel pressure was dropping quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that I have Ignite E90, or Ignite Red, I should say, because it's 90% ethanol content versus, let's say, 75, 80 that you get at the pump, it exaggerates that even more because you need even more fuel. So there's definitely some guys making more power out there, but I could tell you, this is going to be fun, and I'm excited to go take it for a drive. If you guys remember, before, sitting in this car was basically sitting like this. The seats were so low. I got the very first prototype of the Titan brackets, and like I kind of rigged them on my end to make them work. I was too impatient to wait for the right seat brackets, and it was really hard to drive the car and I could barely see. And confirming, these are actually the production ones now, right?
Yeah.
So if you look, the seats now aren't slammed to the absolute ground. And what's cool about these now too is they have mounts for the factory seatbelt. So if you don't want to run harnesses, it has mounts, and then you can just run the factory seatbelt just like this. So I'm hyped on that. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have someone that's going to be very excited that my driver's seat now has a slider that can drive it. That's short.
That's short.
Yeah. And likes to catch cars on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, you heard about that?
Yeah. It's quite interesting.
Yeah.
You know?
So anyway, I'm appreciative.
Yeah.
I'm super pumped to drive it. How's it drive? She rip?
She rips. I'll tell you that.
I got a question for you though.
Yeah.
What do you think would win in a race? The Supra or the Skyline? That car makes about like 700, falls to like 620, 650.
I think if you put a better tire on here, 100% this would walk in.
From a roll?
From a dig.
From a roll. You think the
From
Skyline
a
would have
roll.
it? Like, let's say starting in third gear, where both cars have no traction issue. We're gonna have to test this, by the way, but I've been like...
I think we could do like dollar bets that this would probably put maybe a half car.
My money's on the Skyline.
360,
Money's on the Skyline. I say 2 car lengths.
2 car lengths.
2 car lengths with the Skyline. Just powered away, baby.
You're absolutely right.
No lift shift. We'll see. Find out later this week when we can find a very good area to do this.
Dollar bets.
Dollar bets. You gotta come drive this though.
Oh, for sure. For
Okay,
sure.
we'll do this.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Man, it smells like barbecue out. We could be barbecuing instead of making a super video.
Need to get you a grill.
Dude, I do.
You need a grill, my guy.
I got myself a nice grill, but I need a grill now to use with a nice grill. All right, so couple things. You hear that? Exhaust cam. So I put on the Boost Logic titanium octopus exhaust in back, and never really got to do solid pull or solid exhaust clips for you guys because the car wasn't running super dialed. Now the Titan has it all good. I want to go take a couple rips with it. Mike hasn't been in this thing since it was stock.
I haven't been in this thing since the open house.
And it was literally stock.
Bone stock.
But
yeah,
she was a ripper.
It was fun.
Mike, you're in for a real treat. She's a quick one. I have to be fully transparent with you guys. I was too excited to film my very first reaction when I got it from Titan. So I've been having some fun with it. But I'll get some spice for you. So if you remember on the dyno graph, the power isn't too different, but there were 2 major changes that have a big effect on drivability. One being the fact that we ditched the traditional style wastegate and went back to the stock electrically controlled wastegate, so the ECU is actually controlling boost rather than the micro squirt. Between that and ditching the micro squirt for port injection control and going to the AIC 6, which Titan is a bit more familiar with for their tuning, translated to a lot more of a stock-like operating car. And by that I mean I'm in auto right now, can floor it, it'll shift, do everything smooth, no weird bucking, put it in manual, downshift, I can give a gas, short shift, and the car's happy. The problem with the manual wastegate, or whatever you want to call it, is when you would go to shift, it couldn't bleed off the pressure how the stock ECU wants to, so it would kind of be over boosting on the shifts. The shifts would slam hard, and then the car would get really mad and it would close throttle. So the fact that I can do that now makes this thing a lot more fun, because having to drive the other setup in auto all the time was kind of like a major buzzkill. You ready for it?
I'm ready for it.
I'm gonna give you a little creepy crawler. You ready?
Okay.
That was fast, huh?
Damn.
It sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? What do you think?
I love this car, man. This is like one of my top 3 cars that I'd like to own within the next like year or 2.
Ready for me to floor it?
Yo, go for it.
It's wild, isn't it?
It's so good.
It's crazy because it feels like you're going fast, but it doesn't, and then it does, but it doesn't. And it's like spinning a little bit, but not enough to be out of control, but it's like fast where it's like kind of scary.
Oh no, it's good.
Yeah.
It's real good.
It's a phenomenal daily. Like, I think the perfect example of that is that other night when we went grocery shopping, and you know, the Mercedes was trying to mess with me, right? He's like, he sees the Supra at the light.
Oh yeah.
And he's trying to mess with me. And we just, dude, it was bus lengths that I put on that guy. These things on the street with like a proper like sticky like drag tire, like I'm running the Mickey Thompson SS in the back. The amount of traction they make this rear-wheel drive car is absurd. It digs like the Evo, right?
Yep.
Which is wild for a rear-wheel drive car. It's an instant smile machine. I'm super thankful. Another thing, like I said, that Titan did, they fixed a seat bracket so I could see over the dash now. So I'm a bit more comfortable driving my own car, so I appreciate that. But yeah, this thing's a little rocket ship.
This car is so rad.
We'll see if it'll let us dig from first. How wild is that? Dude, it's like, I feel like this is what it feels like to have an R35 GTR.
Yeah.
Because
I would imagine it's close.
It's so fast and like uninvolved.
Yeah.
But it's got the little bit of extra spice because it's rear-wheel drive, and you can kind of feel it doing some
crab
squirmy
walking
things.
a little bit.
And the alignment's probably not the best right now. I have a feeling that maybe my toe arms were bent at some point of all the dyno runs that this car has seen. That's the thing with them. But bro, dude, the way this thing digs is so cool. It's so fun. I do, like, every time I get to a stoplight, I'm just like dying to line up with someone.
I bet I would
Look,
feel the
he just inched us, bro. He just inched us.
You trying to go?
Like, I feel like a jerk, but
it throws you back.
I actually
So hard.
I noticed one thing with the new setup.
Yeah.
It's so hard to compare because, as you guys saw in the dyno graph, the pulls were started from different RPM. My gut is telling me that this turbo might come on a little bit sooner. Because of that, what I notice, it seems to spin a little bit more in first and second, and as a result, the wheel speed is a little bit like higher because the car, like, because it's essentially spinning in first and second, so the vehicle speed isn't up to where it needs to be for third to hit properly. So I'm getting bogs in third, where before I didn't get bogs in third because I think it kind of dug through first and second a little bit better. So that's one impression. But other than that, the drivability is phenomenal. It's equally as fast, if not faster. A much simpler setup, much more cost effective for someone looking to, you know, modify their Supra. I know a lot of people are like buying aftermarket turbo kits from companies. I don't think it's necessary. Anything more than the pure 800, you're gonna run into trans slippage issues until there's a solution for that. So to spend all that extra money when you can't really make more power, and it's just gonna be a bit more of a headache and it's not gonna drive as nice. My opinion is this is the ideal setup.
This is sick.
Will the durability be that of aftermarket turbo like a Garrett? I'm skeptical with modified like stock turbo and boring and just machining all that material away from the turbo. And
Yeah.
I'm not a turbo expert, but my gut would tell me that the Garrett would be much more reliable if you were to track a car or were to put it through withstanding abuse. However, Pure does have a phenomenal reputation, so I'm confident putting it on my car, and it let me rob that G3770 from my other car. But I don't know, man. Like, I wish we could line up with someone just so someone could see, like, we'll be cruising. Let's say we're going the same speed as this Cobalt right here, and then we floor it. It's like they're not even moving.
Oh man.
It's cool. So
I feel like the Skyline would still kind of put up a good fight to this.
I want to race them too. I think that, unfortunately, unless we start at like such a high mile an hour, but
Yeah.
see, my thing is, right, this thing will obviously out quarter mile it because this thing is auto and it'll hook better because it's got better chassis design, a bigger tire. But the Skyline does have a power to weight advantage on it. However, the Skyline is actually kind of making less power at peak RPM. So, because the Skyline makes 700 but falls off to like 650-ish, where this thing's making kind of 650 in its meat up top.
Yeah.
So, it's hard to say. I think that they would be pretty much neck and neck from like third onward, but anything less than that, the Skyline's not going to be able to shift fast enough or have enough traction. But that is a race that I want to do soon.
Oh yeah.
We gotta find a safe place to do it. But if you want to see that race, you guys know what to do. Hit the like button, hit subscribe. If this video hits 42,069 likes, I will make that video. That is what I am sticking to. It go vroom, bro.
It sounds so good.
The Boost Logic exhaust kind of has like a weird raspy point, like right there. But it kind of makes it sound almost like your JZ.
Yeah.
A non-VVTi 1J has the same bit of rasp.
Yeah, it has a point where it gets kind of like tractory.
We got a Corvette that's coming up to tailgate us. Cool, bro. I'm gonna go really slow just to make it mad. It's 30 miles an hour here. You lost, Pizza Boy? See, I like to play reverse psychology. People run up on me and like expect me to like race with them. I go slower, and then it really confuses them. They think I'm an old man.
No, it just really angers them.
I popped at him. You take that. And it still has an amazing spool. Like, it lights up very, very, very quick. There is no lag. And because it's an auto, like, you could even go bigger turbo than this, and I think it would still be a great daily. Freddie rode with me yesterday, and he was skeptical because he has a stock turbo and he was worried about it being laggy or not as fun to drive. He loved it. I think it's a phenomenal setup. I'm very happy with it. I'm very appreciative of Pure, of Titan, Darren for tuning this, of Mike for going on a ride with me and trusting me. It's fun, right?
Dude, I need to get one of these at some point. Dude, I need to like make it happen.
I mean, I'll sell you this one. I'll cut you a good deal, brother.
Straight trade for Soarer.
I would consider it if it was a different car other than a Soarer.
Man, come on.
If it was a Mark IV Supra, we'd be talking.
The Super Mark IV was built off the Soarer, my guy.
I mean, listen. In the beginning of this video, I said that I would trade this for a Mark IV. If for whatever reason someone does have a Mark IV and wants to trade me, and it happens to be the blue color that I want, I think I'd do it.
Yeah.
I think I'm ready to move on. I've had my fun with this. The Nissan 400Z is going to come out. I want to jump into that because I'm a Nissan boy.
That'll be cool.
Yep.
Say you're a Nissan boy, you got 12 JZs and 1 RB.
You're not wrong. I definitely, maybe I'm like a little bit, I'm like a crossbreed between a Toyota and a Nissan, like, because I got like, the Toyotas make great chassis and great engines, and the Nissans look cool. No, I'm just playing.
SR20 is cool.
The SR20 is the greatest engine ever. Changed my mind. One other thing too, it's kind of harder to tell on the street, especially because I'm not taking logs. I know in the dyno they saw about 10 degrees cooler temperatures with the new heat exchanger. I will say we did probably 10 to 15 hits on the way here, and the car didn't feel any slower between them, where before you would notice about after 2 or 3 hits on the street, it would start to fall off and kind of pull timing for power. On the drag strip, it was really noticeable because the IETs would climb up so much that towards the top end of, like, 4th, 5th gear, it would start pulling a lot of timing. So it'll be real interesting to pull some data. But from a butt dyno perspective, I mean, it's continuing to pull as hard and as hard each time. I'm super hyped because every lip on the market has like a big cutout here, and I wanted one that was just solid. And I didn't even remember. I actually pre-ordered these, I think like 6 months ago or something absurd, like before SEMA. I completely forgot I ordered them. Then James like hit me up, was like, "Yo, there's a package that showing that it's out for delivery for you from this company." And like, do you remember ordering this stuff? And I didn't. But now I'm pumped. I'm never patient. I think I just pre-ordered at the time. I was like, man, this is sick. So I wanted to end this video with a couple little aesthetic things to the Supra, just so we could get a really cool artsy montage at the end. So I have a lip, side skirts, and a wing for the Supra that I've been holding on to for a while. And I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do all 3 tonight, but I'm gonna at least try to do the wing and the lip. So we're gonna get into that now. Probably the most legit spoiler install I've ever done. It definitely wasn't how it was intended. I think it was intended to use double-sided tape and just 2 nuts. We've got like 11 riv nuts in there. Only slight issue. I may or may not have sent a drill bit through my splitter a little bit, but
Just a little tiny bit.
We'll call it a speed hole.
Looks like a rock chip. It's okay.
Yeah, but yeah, dude, it's sick. I hate all the splitters for the Supra that have the hole in the middle, so I'm pumped on this one being a solid piece.
Fitment on this one is really cool too.
Yeah.
Very rewarding.
I'm gonna go blow myself off with the hose. This is the real behind the scenes. Got 350Z bumper, GT350 engine.
Yo, can we take the crazy carts out? How hard do you think it'd be to get those out?
Yeah, that sucks, bro. I want to dry them, but I can't. Like a 3-hour ordeal to get to them.
Super splitters.
What are you doing? Let's go! Where does that tab go?
It looks like that's a mounting point, like you drill into it. Because that slips directly under. Dang.
It flows stick decently with the side.
Yeah, it's right at height with the front lip now, which is sick.
This, my friends, we call the black Sharpie mod. We used to do this all the time back on the BMX bikes when you'd get a chip on the handlebars. We don't have black hardware. We don't have a hardware sponsor like TJ Hunt. So we use black Sharpies. I'd like to give a massive shout out to my homies over at Sharpie for sponsoring this video. Mike, did you know this car's still on springs? The car's on lowering springs. How funny is that?
It's got that good fitment with lowering springs.
Yeah, well, not only that, it rides like a dream, brother. You ever rode in a 650 horsepower A90 Supra that rides this nice?
No, I haven't. Are you making fun of my airbags?
What?
What?
Spoiler alert, Mike's going manual. Can I say that or no?
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm so excited, Mike. Mike's gonna manual swap his channel. Or something.
Yeah?
I mean, I guess if you'd have to manual swap both cars, manual swap your channel, huh? This is gonna be the dicey one. So we have to drill 2 holes in my trunk for the wing. And I really hope that the drill bits will go all the way through this. I could take all the plastic off and do it right that way, but that just looks like a nightmare. So I'm just gonna drill the hole through both and then put like little plastic caps in there. It'll make it way easier if I ever want to take the wing off and get it painted. But yeah, we're about to drill holes in a virgin Supra trunk. Nervous.
Let's do it.
We'll frame it up, I'll put some electrical tape on, and then we'll do the old grease trick to try to get our marks.
Boy, here we go.
Let the record hold, I want to paint the wing white. I'm leaving carbon out of laziness. I'm nervous, Michael.
Measure once, cut twice, right?
Should I be starting with a smaller drill bit? Wow, dude. It drilled through that so easy, it wasn't even funny.
Wow.
I want to lift the is the trunk fiberglass?
That's plastic.
I thought it was metal.
Yep, that makes sense. At least you won't have issues with the drill bits walking.
Yeah. Hopefully there's no wiring underneath this.
No.
Wow.
It's like scary easy.
I know. Yeah, a little bit too easy. I bet TJ Hunt has a how-to video on this. Alright, I don't think there's any wiring. I think I can just blow right through it.
Yeah. Yep.
You heard it? Imagine buying a Supra and having holes drilled all in it by like some random YouTuber. It just wants to rip right through. I'm worried if I go high speed though, that might be more of an issue.
You may have gone through it.
I put it onto Michael. I think it'll be okay, but I'm embarrassed. I'm really embarrassed.
We'll fix it.
You won't see it, but I'll know it's there, and everyone that watches this video will know it's there because
I'll remind you periodically that it's there too.
Please don't.
What happened?
I was drilling from the bottom,
Okay.
and the drill bit just went.
Well, that sucks. At least now, like, I really can't do anything worse to this car, so that's cool.
Hopefully it holds. It doesn't leak water.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, we have so much of that extra stuff
Where?
that I used.
You got it?
We had a whole, like, lifetime
What is it?
supply. The stuff
What is it?
that I used when I put my wing on.
Where is it? What is it?
The rubber stuff that'll seal out water. Wow, that's nerve-wracking because it's right there when you shut it.
I think that little like pad. You just go under here.
Yeah.
Not bad.
No, that looks awesome.
That looks so good.
I definitely need to look better in white. I hate
actually
carbon.
like this car now.
I hate carbon. I hate people that like carbon.
I
Oh my
love
god,
it.
bro.
Dang.
I told you it was gonna be dumb, Kitlo. Wow, it looks
You
like
know
a
I'm a
completely different
fan.
car.
You
It
know-
is. This is obnoxious though. I'm gonna rip those out the first time I go to Starbucks.
You know I'm a big fan.
This is good height. I wish this company would make side splitters at all.